It's Jason Moore with the Safe and Healthy Kids Wellness and Nutrition Department, and I'm here to talk to you about knife safety. If you're doing the Iron Chef competition, you're probably going to be using a knife, and you got to be able to use it safely. Don't want to cut these fingers off? Let's take a look at some of the ways and some of the things you need to know to be safe while using a knife. So here we go. As you can see, I have two different knives. This one right here is your traditional chef's knife, which you might find in any kitchen. It's got a bunch of different uses. And this one right here is a safety knife. Looks a little different. As you can see, one of the main differences is it doesn't have the pointy tip, so you can't really hurt yourself that way. And it's not as sharp. Perfect if you're learning how to use a knife. I have kids that are learning how to chop things up and cook, so this is what they use. It's a really good knife for being safe. If you don't happen to have one of these, it's okay to use one of these. You're just going to want to be really careful and cut the appropriate way. Knives are sharp, you can get cut by them. Right? That's what a knife is. It's meant to cut. And if you're not using it right, it can cut you instead of what you're trying to cut. So let's look at a few different ways, or some things you need to know when using a knife. I'll use the safety knife for this one. So let's put this one over here. Now, one common mistake that beginners make is they hold their knife and they put their finger right along the blade. That actually gives you less control, and you're more apt for your finger to slip off and then get in the way of the blade. So we don't want to do that. What you want to do is hold it like you're kind of shaking someone's hand, just like that. The next technique, what you're going to want to use, is called the claw. And that's how you hold what you're cutting. So, and this takes a little getting used to too. You're going to make a claw with your hand. All right? You're not going to have it out or flat. You're not going to hold something like this. You're going to make a little claw. That way, your fingers are kind of bent back. As if you can see, my fingers kind of, the little third part right there is kind of bent in, and I'm up and down with the second part of my fingers. My knife can slide right down there. You probably don't want to get it too close, but it can slide just like that if you're cutting something. See what I did right there? You don't want to do that. Keep it there. And so you're going to hold whatever. And with the claw, let's say you're holding something small, you can hold it small. Or something big, you can extend out your fingers. Maybe like an onion, maybe some garlic. Onion, garlic, whatever you're cutting on whatever size. Skinny. And then you can actually slide it around or down what you're chopping. Now, you usually want to keep the knife on the board, at least the tip of it, when you're cutting. So if I'm cutting something here we go. Just like that. Maybe move my hand towards it. Maybe I'm holding the pepper. Maybe I'm cutting something small. As you can see, nice, even strokes. Just like that. I have my claw, which protects my thumb and my fingers. Just like that. And that's pretty much how you use a knife. Practice. This isn't exactly natural when you're holding something, but it is the safest way when you're cutting with a knife, to hold something. Usually on top, right there, sliding it around, and chopping. Just that motion there. You don't want to come up and do this. We're not trying to kill it, okay? You're not a teppanyaki chef, you're not showing off. So, nice even. I like to keep, like I said, that on the tip, and with the safety knife, because it is rounded, it makes it easier to do that. It kind of guides you in that motion. The claw, handshake, easy chopping motion, no up and down like that, all right? That introduces some things in there, or more motion where you can cut yourself. One other thing you want to make sure of is before you start cutting is that your cutting board is secure. I like to use a medium-sized cutting board. I make sure it's secure. This one, if you can put my knife right here, has little rubber things so it doesn't slide around. If yours doesn't have that, what you can do is take a wet cloth or damp paper towel and put it under your cutting board. The last thing you want is when you're cutting something is for your cutting board to be sliding around. So there you go, guys. That's our knife safety tip video. We'll see you next time, and let's get cooking.